Attention, this is an official emergency broadcast transmitted under the authority of the National Emergency Management Agency. All citizens are required to comply with the following directives immediately. This transmission is being recorded at 14:27 Eastern Standard Time on what we believe to be Thursday, November 14, 2024. I am Dr. Margaret Chen, Director of Solar Observation and Atmospheric Monitoring Division. We are broadcasting from Emergency Operations Center Alpha 7, located in an undisclosed facility approximately 47 miles northwest of Denver, Colorado. At 6:23 this morning, our solar monitoring stations detected an unprecedented anomaly in the spectral composition of solar radiation. The sun's luminosity has begun what we can only classify as a systematic degradation event. Initial observations indicated a 23% reduction in visible light output, progressing at an exponential rate of approximately 8% per hour. Current measurements show the solar disk has achieved what appears to be complete optical absorption across all visible wavelengths. The surface temperature of the sun remains consistent with normal parameters. Thermal readings indicate no deviation from the expected 11,000 degrees Fahrenheit corona temperature. However, the visual manifestation has progressed from standard solar yellow to deep amber, then to crimson, and as of 13:45, the solar disk appears as a perfectly black void against the daylight sky. Citizens are advised that direct exposure to solar radiation, despite the apparent absence of visible light, results in what we have designated as compulsive solar fixation syndrome. Affected individuals demonstrate an immediate and irreversible fixation response, characterized by involuntary upward gaze, orientation, and complete cessation of voluntary motor function. Subjects maintain this position indefinitely, showing no response to external stimuli including physical contact, auditory commands, or pain responses. Medical teams report that any attempt to physically redirect affected individuals from their upward gaze position triggers severe neurological complications. Within 30 to 45 seconds of forced repositioning, subjects experience violent convulsions accompanied by cardiac arrhythmia. In 100% of documented cases, these episodes result in complete cardiac arrest within 2 minutes of intervention. The mechanism of this phenomenon remains unknown. Standard solar radiation measurement equipment shows no unusual readings. Temperature sensors indicate normal thermal output. However, something is being transmitted through what appears to be the absent light itself. We have documented 47 cases of exposure resulting in fixation response across metropolitan areas where the anomaly has been observed. Emergency services are no longer attempting rescue operations for affected individuals. All medical personnel are advised to maintain a minimum distance of 50 feet from anyone displaying fixation behavior. Under no circumstances should rescue attempts be made. The risk of triggering fatal convulsions is absolute. Current protocol requires immediate indoor shelter for all citizens. Window coverings should be installed using opaque materials. Do not look outside. Do not attempt to observe the sun directly or through any optical equipment. Even brief exposure through peripheral vision has resulted in partial fixation responses in 12 documented cases. We are receiving reports from international monitoring stations that the anomaly has spread beyond our initial observation zone. Communications with European solar observation facilities ceased at 11:30 GMT. Our last communication with the Solar Dynamics Observatory indicated similar phenomena occurring across multiple continental regions before transmission was terminated. The electrical grid remains stable. Water systems continue to function normally. The absence of visible solar radiation has not affected infrastructure operations. Temperature readings indicate normal atmospheric conditions despite the complete visual darkness of the solar disk. This suggests that thermal energy transfer continues through an unknown mechanism. Citizens in affected areas report an unusual auditory phenomenon beginning approximately 6 hours after initial exposure to the darkened sun. Witnesses describe a low-frequency humming or vibration that seems to originate from the direction of the solar disk. This sound is not detectable by standard audio equipment, suggesting it may be a neurological response rather than an actual acoustic event. We have established communication protocols with underground facilities and military installations operating under full electromagnetic shielding. These locations remain unaffected by the fixation phenomenon, supporting our hypothesis that the anomaly involves some form of electromagnetic or quantum transmission mechanism that can be blocked by specific materials. Current survivor count in metropolitan areas stands at approximately 37% of the population. This number reflects only those individuals who sought immediate shelter before exposure. Rural areas show significantly lower survival rates, with entire communities found in states of collective fixation, or residents standing in open areas with upward gaze orientation. The phenomenon appears to be progressive. Initial exposure results in immediate fixation response, but we have observed that prolonged proximity to affected individuals, even without direct solar contact, can trigger similar responses in unaffected persons. This suggests a possible secondary transmission mechanism that we do not yet understand. Research teams operating under full containment protocols have documented unusual cellular activity in tissue samples from affected individuals. Despite clinical death, cellular structures continue to function at approximately 40% of normal metabolic rate. Brain tissue shows continued electrical activity in regions associated with visual processing and motor control. Despite the absence of consciousness or voluntary response, military reconnaissance flights over affected metropolitan areas report unprecedented formations of fixated individuals. Subjects appear to be moving in coordinated patterns, maintaining their upward gaze while positioning themselves in geometric arrangements visible from aerial observation. The purpose of these formations is unknown, but they suggest retained group coordination despite individual cognitive impairment. As of 1445, we have confirmed that the anomaly has reached global saturation. All solar observation stations worldwide have ceased communications. Satellite imagery shows the same black solar disk visible from every geographic location. This is not a localized event. This is a complete solar system-wide phenomenon affecting Earth's relationship with solar radiation. Citizens maintaining shelter are advised to remain in enclosed spaces with complete optical isolation from outdoor environments. Food and water supplies should be rationed for extended duration. We cannot predict when or if normal solar function will resume. We cannot predict the long-term effects of sustained exposure to this altered solar output. The last communication from our sister facility in Montana indicated that affected individuals have begun demonstrating new behavioral patterns after approximately 12 hours of fixation. Subjects maintain their upward gaze but have begun synchronized movement patterns, walking in coordinated formations while preserving their vertical head orientation. The implications of this development are being analyzed by our behavioral research team. Emergency Operations Center Alpha 7 will continue broadcasting on this frequency for as long as our power systems remain operational. Citizens should monitor all emergency channels for updates. Do not attempt to travel to evacuation centers. Do not attempt to rescue fixated individuals. Maintain optical isolation from all outdoor environments. This concludes Emergency Broadcast 127. The next scheduled transmission will occur at 16 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. This is Dr. Margaret Chen. Emergency Operations Center Alpha 7. Remain indoors. Do not look outside. Do not look up. Transmission ends.